Man, we got a good one for y'all tonight. I've actually been putting my head on overdrive. Let me take this off here for a second. I've been working on an app that actually recreates what breeding dynamic is like. It includes social media, kennel setup, purchasing dogs, relationships, so on and so forth. Um, I needed more insight, even though I've sat there and I've gone through my social media messages, my relationship with others. I decided there's nothing better than for us to go live, run this game live, and get input from you. And of course, from the host with the most, my dude, Money Mike. Let me bring him up. What's up, Money Mike?
What's up, man? I'm
Hey, man,
excited
nothing
about this
much.
one.
Huh?
I'm excited about this one, man.
It's gonna be different, bro. It's gonna be different because I don't think we have ever done anything like this. So this is something that's just gonna be completely new to me, to you, and to everybody watching. Let me just say this real quick. This game, I created it in order to have you, both the newbie and the advanced breeder, in mind. Um, it constantly teaches you. That's what the game's main thing is all about. However, you run a narrative, however you want to run it, and you're going to start noticing, depending how you act in the game, that game is going to respond back to you. And so, man, let me just tell you, I couldn't be any more excited. Mike, we're going to run you through the gauntlet tonight. I'm going to let you make some choices, right? Make some choices over here. In fact, what I'm going to do here, while I got you, while I got you here, is I'm actually going to reduce my size and reduce your size, and then I'm going to increase the size of the game so it becomes that much easier for people to be able to read. Okay, there you go. All right, so we're going to go ahead and save that, and we've updated the layout. So, guys, if you're able to read it, let me know. Let's go through some questions here real quick, man. Inserata, like always. Good evening, everybody. Big Unk 70 saying, "What's up? What's up, Big Unk? You're gonna like this, Big Unk." What's up, Bully Fan from Miss Frida Strivia, all the way in Alabama, right? We got Christina Higginson. Hello, family. Let me tell you something. Miss Christina Higginson is, look at that. Look at Money Mike sending nothing but love. Let me tell you, she told me, Ral, you run it tonight, but if Mike gets out of hand at any point, you pull on that ear. I said, yes, ma'am. All right, we got Pastor Jeff Pope. What's up, Bully fam? Nothing but love for you. Ricardo Camarena, my bank account got hacked. I had to cancel my card, so it also canceled my membership. So as soon as I get my new card, I'll be back on. There you go, man. Nothing but love. Life happens, bro. Drippy saying, what's up, QBN family? We got Neff Diaz saying, what's up? Rio Grande Bullies saying, good evening. We got Castro family bullies all the way up in Canada. All right, Mike, listen up, man. Scenario says, you got $200 cash. You got 40 hours to twiddle your thumbs. You're ranked 99th. First week of the game. It says current scenario, you're on your own right now. You have no job connections yet. Build your social media circle to unlock more opportunities, Mike. Right? And let's see. Let's go through kennel space, housing, yard. You got 0 dogs, money. You have, all right. So look, I'm already picking up on little glitches here and there. So when you see the glitch, guys, don't worry about it. Just bring it to my attention. And we're going to have this app ready to download for everyone come Wednesday. Today, we're just going through it just to kind of work out the kinks. Social media right now, you have nothing there. And also QBN, right? QBN is one of your tabs here. You can become a QBN member. You can watch one of our videos. It's going to cost you an hour. or are live and cost you an hour. If you notice, it gives you a title. But if you want further information, you gotta click on the 1 hour. Look, weekly QBN Insight, consistency in feeding, bonding, and conditioning beats random burst of effort every time, right? So just to show you guys a little bit of something. Plus, if you want to become a channel member, you can click here and it will be updating and giving you information, right? So for right now, it's basically telling you to develop your social media, Mike.
So
Right?
if I do any of that on the QBN tab, will that develop my social?
No, QBN tab is mostly for information.
Okay.
However, it can develop your social if you become a channel member. I don't know if you guys notice, and I'm trying to make this as real life as possible, but a lot of times non-members have a question, and my members that are in the channel are the ones that answer it, right? And it starts creating sort of like a community vibe. And as this vibe grows, right, so does too your reach, and people start recognizing you. Oh yeah, he's always at church service. Better yet, right? He's always at QBN every single Monday at 8 p.m. So with that being said, what do you want to do, Mike?
Well, so we have $200 to start with.
You got $200 to start out with, man. You can come to social media, and editing styles heavy. It only costs you 5 hours. You got plenty of hours, but only $200.
Okay. So what would be my options to start there with that 200? I got.
Well, you don't have to spend money over here. You can spend time. You could do light editing or heavy editing on your social media.
Okay, let's do some editing. Yeah.
Okay, light or heavy?
Let's try heavy.
All right, heavy social media. All right. Do you want to become a QBN channel member, or okay? And there's various levels at the membership level.
Become a channel member.
Okay, become a channel member. Do you want basic for $5 where you ask one question on the live? Do you want priority member when you ask one question on the live and one via text once a month? Or do you want gold membership in the game? You get one-on-one consult a month, whereas in real life you're getting two. Which one do you prefer?
I think I want to go gold. Let's well, I got my money's funny right now. Let me start with the basic and just get on the board a little bit here.
There you go. That's only fair. Do you want to ask a question in the first live since you just paid your $5 membership?
Yes.
All right, man. Check it out. Raul, I'm early in building my kennel. What's the one thing most new breeders get wrong in the first year? And Raul says they buy the dog and then buy everything else before they even understand what they have. Slow down. Know your dog first. The kennel builds itself when you do that right. All right. So Raul's already dropping you a little info. All right. Your social media, you got heavy editing. Your money right now, this is off. It should be $150 a week, and extra income, it's only based once you have a job. So for now, I need you to ignore that.
Okay.
Right now, you don't have a kennel house or anything like that. I'm sorry. You don't have a kennel area in your house or dogs in your house.
Right.
Okay. So you're on your own right now. No job connections yet. Build your social circle to unlock more opportunities, right? And so we're going to go ahead and end the week because that's pretty much all you can do. All right. So we just hit another snag. Well, this is just great. Luckily for you guys, I have the editing app directly on my end. So I can immediately fix this and get a response, right? Meanwhile, what's going on, Caleb Weddle? Nothing but love for you.
So you'll be able to build a simulated profile of a program.
Yes. Basically, what it does is it's building thousands of different characters. You're going to have people
it's like a reality show, but it's like what's that game that everybody played? Grand Theft Auto, but it's
yes.
Yeah, you're building a scenario, building your program and your social media and all that stuff. That's really cool, man.
Well, the other thing is, I built in a lot of real life scenarios where you're going to have a lot of people are going to pat on your back, like real life breeding. Okay. As long as you're not competition. The minute you become competition, eh, you're no longer getting pats on the back and you start seeing snakes in the grass, right? Just basic things like that, which we all know are realistic within the breeding community or the money community in general. And that's already built into the system. Also, you're going to have to learn within the game how to decipher ethical breeders versus non ethical breeders. It's going to take time, right? You're going to have to learn the characters, realize who's who, and also, there's things within the American bully community that I've seen that I'm sure works out in other communities where somebody will post something on your post. They'll say something. And sometimes when you read the post, you already know they were sent by somebody who you're having beef with that you haven't obviously made public. And a lot of that happens. And that's important especially for newer people that are coming in to learn, right? Because a lot of times the bully community becomes very cliquish on the psychology side. And think about it. When you first come in is when you're most vulnerable in that you have no leverage. Nobody knows you, your yard, your vision, what you stand for, yada, yada, yada. And some people will naturally gravitate towards a brand or a clique in order to gain acceptance.
Right.
Unfortunately, human nature, right? Once you have zero leverage and they have leverage over you, they may ask you to do some shady things like go post on this person's post or something to those effect.
So,
This is
so you're telling me that you'll have options in the game to make good and bad decisions,
oh, absolutely. You can
and
make
that
all
and
the
that and that will build your characters.
yes.
What
Now,
like?
let me say this just so the viewer understands. This is not a game of let's play and be goody two shoes. You gotta have some street in you. Period. If nobody's ever told you that, I'm telling you that because if you don't have a level of street knowledge, you could have all the knowledge in the world and the best dogs in the world. You're going to get hoodwinked. You're going to get you're going to get
You're gonna
left
get
jab.
bamboozled real easy. Yeah.
You're going to get bamboozled. You're going to get left jab when you're looking at the right hand, right? So, yeah, there's got to be a little bit of street in you for you to be able to understand and see scenarios and be able to read the room. That's the essence of this game more than anything. All right. So while we were talking, I went ahead and updated it, Mike. Unfortunately, I think we might have to restart it here real quick, but I think it's going to be fun. Let's see. We have a couple of comments. Raul, I ended up taking my boy to the vet today, says South Ward Brazy. Since your last live, his paws became extremely red from him licking his paws. I ended up getting cefpodoxamine, Proxetil, and Apoquel, $150. Shake my head. Man, let me tell you something, man, especially those of us living down here in the South. Right now, the humidity's starting to ramp up. Today, we got all the way up to 87 degrees for a minute over here. Guys, if you're not watching our videos, recently I just dropped the video, and I mean, this is not a shameless plug. This is to really help you out. We just dropped the video. Let me see if I can bring it up here. And it's about what you can be adding to your dog's water. Which let me just tell you guys, I think, to my opinion, right, and I'm rating myself, I think it's one of the best videos that I have made in a while because it's an angle that I haven't ever really hit. I have spoken about what we do add to our dog's water, like apple cider vinegar, right? But I wanted to take it a step further, and I think this time we did. I think, I mean, we definitely tested it for about a month and a half. We saw immediate results. Keep this in mind. If you have a dog that is being exposed to yeast, for example, this gentleman right here, Southward Brazing. Southward, you definitely want to watch this video. Adding things like turmeric, right, to your dog's water, is just completely helpful, man. It's going to help your dogs with the joints. It's going to help with anti-inflammatory. It is an anti-inflammatory, so it's going to help against yeast and against many other things. Bobby C over here, number love. Ice Cube video was fire. Got to watch and leave a comment. Yeah, leave us a comment. Remember, I'm dropping a free protocol, PDF protocol, or actually not PDF protocol, text protocol, as the pinned first comment once we hit 50 people hitting health as their comment. So go in there, hit health. I'm going to go ahead and drop that. Number love for you guys. Real quick, let me just show you guys what that video is about. And you guys could definitely by all means head over there and hold on a second. I'm trying to, here you go. Let me just, there we go. All right, guys, let me just go ahead and play this for a second, and you guys can definitely go watch it afterwards if you want to. Mike, let me know if you can see me on the screen.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, excellent. All right, yeah, check it out, guys. You're not just feeding water to your dog, are you? Because if you are, you're missing out on one of the biggest health benefits and support you could actually be giving your dogs. What if I told you you could actually turn water into a daily health system for your dogs? That's precisely what we've come up with, is the QBN protocol for water. You see, dogs typically are going to drink water more frequently than they're going to eat. So if you use the water in order to heal them, you could actually fight things like yeast infection, orthopedic issues, inflammation a lot faster and a lot easier with water. All right, let me stop it right there. Let me say this as well. Guys, I'm not trying to convince you in any way, but let me just tell you this. The nutrients that they're consuming with water, they absorb it faster into their bloodstream than whatever they would eat, right? So if you haven't watched that water video, I suggest you go check it out, man. It has really changed my approach here in my yard. I will tell you that also for those of you that have picky eaters, you definitely need to watch it. We have an ingredient in there that is just it's going to blow the socks off.
I think that's a great, very smart idea right there to add value to the water, because like you said, the dog processes it a whole different way than things that go through the stomach.
Yes.
And so it's able to absorb it faster. They drink it. They drink at it all day. It's brilliant. It's a great idea. We do supplement in the water, but I hadn't thought of it like that.
Look, Bobby C saying I'm 100% doing the cilantro and tea recipe. Listen, the cilantro, right? It helps with the breath. You give that to your dogs in the morning. Watch. A lot of you that got dogs walking around with tartar in their mouth and things like that, you're going to be amazed after you see this.
You know what would be cool, Raul? We had talked here. Oh, it's been a couple years ago now. You and I had talked about a lot of the different herbs that are so good for dogs for different reasons.
Yeah.
You can make like a tea bag.
Yes.
With peppermint and oregano or whatever, right? And make that tea bag and hang it off in that jug of water.
Yeah. Essentially, that's what. Sorry to interrupt you, Mike, but essentially, that's what I was doing in the video. Literally, you get yourself a little pot and check it out. Even more powerful than a dried tea bag. You're literally chopping fresh ginger into this pot. You're running it for 10, 12 minutes on low. Doesn't even have to be high, right? You don't want it to be overly concentrated, because that ginger goes from being something good and it could turn into something bad. So you just keep it nice and light. However, the effects are amazing. Let me tell you this real quick. My wife has a French bully, right? Her name is Bunny. That's her dog, right?
I love that dog.
Yeah, Bunny Wabbit, right? That's her name, Bunny Wabbits, right? So Bunny Wabbit, she loves being around my wife and whatnot, but every time my wife takes her in the car, guess what? She throws up. So what do we do for Bunny Wabbit? We literally do the ginger, right? Along with chamomile, because the chamomile relaxes the dog, right? Chamomile actually suppresses cortisol, which is the stress hormone, right? And we give that to her the night before and in the morning, hopefully about an hour maybe before she heads out. And guess what? She was chill. We did this for a month and a half. She never threw up. This is a dog that threw up religiously 10, 15 minutes into a car ride. So listen, let's not get sidetracked here real quick, and let's show these people what we got going on over here, right? So Mike, listen, I'm sorry. We got hung, so we're going to start all over again. We got $200 cash, 40 hours. You're ranked 99.
Go to QBN and get my membership right.
All right, let's go ahead and get your membership. $5 because your money is funny right now.
Yeah.
And you ask a question, right? Wow, I'm early in building my kennel. What's the one thing most new breeders get wrong in the first year? They buy the dog and then buy everything else before they even understand what they have. Slow down. Know your dog first. The kennel builds itself when you do that right. All right, we got that out the way. You said you wanted heavy editing, correct?
Heavy editing, yeah.
All right, so you're going to spend 5 hours on editing. Right now, there's nothing for you to respond to on your social media account, right? Right now, this continues to be off. Don't worry, guys. I'll get that fixed. Like I said, this app is going to be dropping on Wednesday. Kennel space. Right now, you don't have any dogs in the kennel in the house. You have 0 dogs in your yard. And your current scenario is you're on your own right now. No job connections yet. Build your social circle to unlock more opportunities, right? And so let's go ahead and hit end week, and we hit a snag. Oh, no, we didn't hit a snag. My bad. When I hit end week, look what happened to cash. And I hit it several times. So we're in week 5 because I hit the button about 4 times, expecting something to happen, right? And check it out. Something did happen. Mike, Ms. Patterson hollered from her yard. I looked up. Those are banned in some countries, right? So Ms. Patterson, she's starting to sound like a nosy neighbor, bro.
You got a Karen next door.
Yeah, you got a little Karen next door, man. Yeah, that's how realistic this is over here. Now, Mike, you did pay for your channel membership, right? And you already asked your question.
Let's bump that up. Let's bump my membership up. I got $750 up there.
Listen, I haven't fixed that, and I don't want to stop it right now. So let's leave it at 5. I'll make sure we get it fixed for you to be able to up it. Now, my thing is, you got this week QBN's dropping a video, right? Weekly QBN Insight and or QBN Monday Bully Live, breeder community questions. You could click on both for 1 hour and see what insight I dropped.
All
right, let's do that. Weekly insight: consistency in feeding, bonding, and conditioning beats random burst of effort every time. QBN Monday Bully Live, the community brings real questions every Monday. Breeders who listen and apply something, even one thing, are the ones who improve fastest. All right. Those are key. You're still heavy on your social media account. Your money is getting up there. Let's see. Light conditioning, social god, take, buyer. No, you can't do that. Develop social. We already. Oh, okay. 10 hours. There you go. 10 hours. So you got 28 hours left. Find extra income, genetic testing. You can't do that. Bonding session, continue conditioning. No, you can go ahead and do developing social, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for you over here.
Yeah,
right?
That's where it starts at.
Yep, we moved on another week. Let's see what happens. Social media has momentum, but growth is still fragile at your current rank. You've got no job. Let's go ahead and it says work extra this week. If you work extra, you make $100, but you miss out on QBN, Mike. Yeah, let's go ahead and work this week, man.
Yeah,
A
let's try it out.
little extra cash flow. Let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. End week. All right, your social media has momentum. Okay, so let me stop it right here. Obviously, I ran it several times, and trust you guys when I tell you there were other things that it was responding to me. Right now, unfortunately, I'm not getting those responses. Okay, I'm just not. So let me stop it here. And what I'll do this week is I'll drop a video about this very topic, right? About how to play this game and how all the options go and how they go together. I want you guys to check it out, man,
I
because
think it's really cool, man.
this particular app is I've already spent, I was telling Mike, 55 hours on it. Right now it hit a glitch, but once I get the glitch out the way, it's going to be able to open up your mind as to what breeders truly face. And consequences. Everything has a consequence. You may post on your Facebook or IG or wherever a picture of your dog, and don't you notice there's always a coattail rider, somebody that sees that your post is getting some momentum. So what do? They post their dogs on there. Yeah, so I can feed off of this dude's post, right? Because it's human nature. It's happened to everyone. And all that is going to be included in the app. And the way that you react to it and the way that you manage yourself is going to determine how you're going to be progressing. Let's see,
cool,
Shay
man.
Tree. Yeah, Shay Tree is saying brilliant. Thank you, Shay. Tangi Hall saying turmeric and coconut oil, baking soda baths have been my best friend. I'm glad to hear that. We got Barley 93. What's up, Bully fam? I'm late, but finally making the live tonight. Nothing but much, fam. Tonight, I was supposed to be showing y'all a game. In fact, I am going to show y'all the game. Just give me a second here.
I wanted to tell you something cool while you're looking that up.
All right, go ahead.
So I was at the gym, and somebody knows me from the bully world that goes to my gym, and they were talking about the pups and different things, and we were talking bullies a minute, and somebody else at the gym overheard me talking to this family about dogs, and I kind of recognized the guy, and walking around, and he said, "Hey, do I know you from somewhere?" And I said, "I don't know, maybe you look familiar." And he said, we got to talking anyway. The guy had come to my house at one time and worked on a deep freeze. He's a repairman for that type of thing.
Okay.
And anyway, we get to talking, and he's got bullies, coincidentally. And he was saying, he's like, "Yeah, man, we try to take good care of our dogs, and we had an issue with, some skin issues, and I found this video online about a baking soda bath." And I said, "No kidding, right?" And I said, "Where'd you find that at?" And he said, "QBN Kennel. Have you heard of it?"
Watch out.
Yeah.
Have you heard of it?
Yeah. And I said, "I'm actually the co-host on the show on the live on Monday nights." And he was like, "Oh my God, I seen you on there, and Money Mike and all this, right?"
Yeah.
So then it was this whole deal with this random guy at the gym, and I thought, how cool is that? The baking soda bath, man, just reaching some random person at the gym. I thought it was really neat.
Well, I got a story to tell y'all. So 2 weeks ago now, someone very dear and close to me in my family passed away. And I don't know if you guys noticed, I've slowed down a little bit on social media, and it's not that I'm slowing down. It's just that life sometimes tells you, hey, man, you need to stop everything. You need to handle this. This is someone that I respected, I loved, and he passed away. And so I had to pick up and head to Miami. Literally, I went to Miami, went to the wake. Following day, I went to the funeral. We get on the airplane, and I'm sitting all the way in the back. I have this thing, right? I've seen on airplane crashes. I don't like bringing up airplane crashes, but the few people that have ever survived are usually the ones sitting mostly all the way in the back. And so
Yeah.
that kind of is always in the back of my head. And so I always choose all the way to the back. And here I am coming in with my bags and everything. I have my hat on, this very same hat. And this dude out the blue says, "Yo, QBN," with a Italian New York accent. And the minute he said that, I hear like two other people say, "Where?" "Oh, right there. Oh, that's Raul from the Q." I thought that was the coolest thing, man. I
Yeah.
really did. So, needless to say, on my flight back, um, when I was getting on the plane, I was getting all teared up and whatnot because my family member had just passed. But God works in mysterious ways.
Mhm.
These guys started showing me pictures of dogs and asking me insider questions. All right, but really, Raul, really, because I see you on your shorts and whatnot. How big is Blueberry's head? And I'm like, man, it's like a melon, man. And we were just talking, and it was just very refreshing, man. And I got a lot of insight from them. I asked them, how did you hear about QBN? And again, it was like, man, I was looking for cures. I was looking for this, that. I seen one of your videos. Remember that video you dropped? And it's just so amazing because, it's videos I had dropped like 3 or 4 years ago. And that's when you have an active follower. I'll tell you guys, when I have an active follower, when I have somebody that can quote a video I made 3 or 4 years ago to the timeline and everything that was going on in the background, I'm going to tell you guys a little secret. I'm going to stop my world for you. It's going to happen. I'm going to stop my world for you. I'm going to give you a free consult. I'm going to shake your hand and I'm going to hug you, right? Because we connected. Even though it was a video and it wasn't me, it was me who made it, and it was you who took your time to watch it. And so the same extra mile I feel you went for me, that you sat down and watched that video and you're able to quote me, I'm definitely going to turn around and do that for you. And those are the type of things I want to implement as far as my experience as a breeder into this game that I am going to bring to y'all. Because one of the things I want to do through the game is educate you, not just on the whole social media psychology and who's a sheep and who's a snake and all that. That's part of the game, and you're gonna get insight on that. But aside from that, there's dietary, there's exercise, there's return on investment. Guys, let's keep it real. I've said from day one, this is a business. We are in America. This is not a socialist country yet, right? And whether we like it or not, breeders, ethical breeders, you're running a business the minute you're charging for a dog. I've actually seen breeders say, "Oh, I'm not in it for the money. How much is the puppy? 5,000. All right. So if you're not in it, you know what I'm saying? You may not be in it for the money, but this is definitely a business. I can tell you my yard, I have said it before, I'm going to say it again, is a self-sustaining yard. The money I have made from the pups that I have sold in the past, just look at my yard. Don't take my word for it. Go back videos that I made 6 years ago. Look at my yard. Look at videos I made 4 years ago. Look at my yard. Look at videos I made 2 years ago and look at my yard. We're constantly investing and reinvesting, not just in the yard, but also in acquisition, right? And this experience, my experience, the one I have shared with y'all through my videos and on lives for the past 5 and 6 years, I'm about to share it with you through an app that's going to allow you to see through the BS, to see really, really why it is that you do want to do health testing and why it is important also to look at phenotype. And when you put the two together, that's when you get a super dynamic fusion, right? That's only going to make your yard stronger, because each yard, their most valuable player is not the best dog they got. It's what that breeder has between his head. If you come into this looking for money, you're going to make monetary decisions when it comes to breeding. And that's the fastest way to get your ass handed to you. But you come in here willing to put in the time and the work and taking care of your dogs, giving them the best facility possible, I promise you, your dogs will take care of you. I mean, it's happened for me. Why can it not happen for you? What happens is a lot of times is that people come into the scene and they think that they're going to play pretend. You see, they've been playing pretend their whole life, right? They've been pretending. I pretend to be this guy's friend to ride his coattail to then push him off a cliff and then I take over, right? And what ends up happening is when you come out here and you start doing those things, there are repercussions. How many times have I told you we've had breeders here, right, that registries give them the highest titles, maybe even bow down to them. And they'll come on this live and tell you, you could breed Merle to Merle, and I feed my dog chocolates. I'm not making it up, man. Hit that rewind button, and you'll know what I'm talking about. And so this game that we're making is made exclusively for you to be able to see through the BS, irregardless. And I'm going to tell you guys something, and I think I said it before. It's not a game to play and be Mr. or Mrs. Goody Two-Shoes. You better have some street, and if you don't have street, you better develop some. Otherwise, you're going to get gaffled out here. That you're going to have everyone calling you up talking about, I got a hurt leg and my friend's sister mom died last week, and then the dad died, and then my cousin, and then my friend, and the sob story and the boo-hoo-hoo, and we want your best dog free in my house. Yeah. And if you're a sucker and you fall for that, you're going to find out real quick. Not only are you going to get suckered out of a possible best dog in your yard, but you're probably going to end up seeing your dog either in a shelter or being mishandled or misplaced. And these are the things that we come out here on this platform and we talk about just about every week. Sometimes we do talk about other things, but somehow and at some point in every live that we make, we're talking about human interactions and how humans are trying to get over somebody else. Today, I was thinking about the game, and I was like, as much as I like to wag the finger here on human behavior, a lot of times the system itself forces everybody to be a salesman. Let me give you a story. So we want to expand our solar panels, right? We just want to do something else with the solar panels. So solar panels right now are feeding everything in the dog area, and we want to include the home and everything. So I call up the solar panel guy, and the minute I call him, he's working an angle. You guys don't know what working an angle is? I'm going to tell you what working an angle is because it always happens a lot whenever you're talking to a breeder. It doesn't have to be American bullies. It could be breeders from any breed. Working an angle. Hey, man, this is what I got. I have an area of 2,000 square feet where I could put solar panels. I want to know, based on my electric consumption, which I had already emailed, what's the best inverter that I'm going to need? And, that's going to be able to sustain my home and also send energy back to the electric company so I could accrue a credit for winter months when it's cloudy and I'm not able to make enough electricity. And when I pull, that credit's already there. Oh, well, the cost up front is quite high and the risk is kind of high. So that's why I always recommend either leasing or a loan. What does that sound like to you from the get?
You're getting worked.
You're getting worked, man. This dude's he's already pushing you over to this corner. The very same thing happens whenever you have a conversation. And in this game, I literally went into Facebook, guys and gals, and into Instagram and into my messaging on my phone. And I grabbed thousands of conversations with my responses, with other people asking questions, responding, and shooting angles. Told AI, make it completely anonymous. Do not copy word for word. Make it similar, but make sure the essence is the same. Guys, this game, once we drop it on Wednesday, I'm letting you know already, it's going to take your psychology game and your street game to a whole different level. I'm letting you know right now.
It's going to
Because
be cool, man.
every decision you make has an outcome. So in making this game, there were many stories that came to my mind. Let me tell you one story that came to my mind. One of the stories that came to my mind was one where I had placed a price on a litter. Listen to this. I had placed a price on a litter at the time. I can't tell you if it was 5 or 6 or 7 years ago, but at the time it was $3,500 starting price for that particular litter. When I say starting price, I'm talking about fourth pick male, and my females, I always price them $500 more. So the fourth pick female at the time was $4,000. What ended up happening was I only got 2 deposits, one on a fourth pick male and one on a fourth pick female. Okay. And at the time, my deposits were $300. So if you really think about it, it's not too high of an amount to overcome. A lot of these breeders nowadays are charging $2,000 and $1,000. I'm going to tell you guys why you got to be careful with that. And this particular experience, the whole thing is going to be in the game, just so you guys know. So long story short, they have put a deposit, and when the puppies dropped, the demand went through the roof. Okay, I'm talking about I was getting 10 texts per picks, 10 people wanting to buy per pick. So I told you guys from the very beginning, this is a business, and I am here to make my program self-sustaining. I got to do the best I can for my dogs. So we increased the price by $1,000. That's what we did. Okay. And fourth pick decided, because I raised my price by $1,000, that he was going to pre-sell his puppy and make $1,000 based on the fact that I raised the litter by $1,000. So long story short, it's like Mike placed an early deposit on a $3,500 puppy, but now I'm telling everyone, hey, the price of the litter has raised and is starting at $4,500, which means that third pick male is no longer $4,000. Now it's $5,000, right? Because I went up $1,000. So fourth pick male buyer decided he sold the puppy to someone else, and he made that $1,000 difference, right? However, in my contract, guys, this is where you learn. This is why I add this to my contract. It's not that I got more street than everybody, but I'll tell you what I do have. I have some street. And then I worked as a nurse in an ICU. And then after being an ICU nurse, being an ICU nurse and also a dialysis nurse in the ICU. And when you're placed in that scenario, you're dealing with family members that don't want to follow hospital rules. Like, you can't be here past 8. They find every excuse in the book to be there past 8, right? You also have to comprehend because they have a loved one in there. But you get used to them little curveballs and sinkers and sliders and screwballs and all that. And it's easily translatable into what's going on with the scenarios. So I had originally put on my contract. See, your contract doesn't have to be so specific, guys, in order for you to protect your puppy and yourself or your brand or your kennel. What it must be is it must have purpose. And believe it or not, the more vague you leave certain things, the more leverage it gives you as the holder of that pup. So the one thing I added there is said the seller has to give the puppy to the buyer at 10 weeks. That's when my transactions are done. But buyer, of course, must pay in full before seller gives said pup. However, seller at any time before the puppy has been given to the buyer can refund the buyer its deposit and decide for whatever reason to either keep or sell the puppy to another buyer. So let me explain to you why I did what I'm about to tell you I did. So I immediately told the guy that had a fourth pick, I said, "Hey, buddy, check your Cash App." His response was, "I just saw you sent me 1,000. Why?" My response is, "You sold a puppy that wasn't even yours before it got to your hands, and it was a scenario that I was not comfortable with." His response is, "Oh, I'm going to let the world know." And sometimes, guys, let me tell you something. Sometimes you got to just let people go tell the world what they need to tell them. Yeah. Because obviously, this guy was not going to tell the world that he's all about the money and that he could care less about the puppy, this and that. Think about it. If you're buying a puppy, would you sell it would you flip it to make $1,000? Who flips puppies like that? Only, in my book, only a scammer or backyard breeder or somebody that just doesn't give a crap, right? Putting my puppy in this person's hand right now under those circumstances just doesn't sit well with me, right? And so he went out there, of course. He went out there and said his side of the story. It always works that way. Haven't you noticed that when people go out to social media, they are always the victim?
Yeah.
No one goes out into social media and says, "Listen, man, I was just about to screw him over, but he caught me, and now I'm pissed." Nobody says that. It's always me. Boo-hoo-hoo. It's always me. Boo-hoo-hoo. And the minute I see you boo-hooing, especially when you're a 40-year-old man, right? In my mind, I'm going to tell you guys, because I'm old school. I'm just old school. I just think you deserve a kick in the ass. What 40-year-old man on social media yelling at the four winds? That's just, you just don't do that. That's not how real men behave. You shut up and you drive on. You got caught. Shut up and walk. No. He had to tell the whole world, right? What's funny is, whenever there's drama on social media, a lot of people see it. And even though they don't respond to it, whether they're on his side or my side, whether they respond to it or not, there is a change in perception, whether it's for the better or for the worse.
Yes.
I can tell you, when I see, and I just said it, when I see somebody doing drama online and and saying the story and showing little screenshots and all that, to me, you're just cheap entertainment.
I had somebody call me and say, "Hey, what's up, buddy?" And I'm interested in a pup. And I said, "Okay." And he said, "How much is the deposit? I'll send it to you right now." And I said, "Well, hold on. What are you interested in?" And I don't know anything about you, so we're gonna have to get some things understood, because I don't just send my dogs anywhere.
Right.
And so, I need need some information on you so I can browse around and kind of get a read on you. We'll have a little conversation about it. He said, well, yeah, well, I'm busy right now, but he said, money's no object. Just let me know how much I need to send.
That's the wrong answer.
I know, right? And I
If
said,
you got a little street sense and somebody says money is no object,
right.
as an objection to anything that you're requesting, you already know what's up, bro.
I said, well, it's funny you say that because money is no object.
That's right.
Yeah, this is not about that for me. I said, look, man, I don't know you from Adam, so I'm not going to make any assumptions, but shoot me a text with your info. Let me look over your social media and stuff, and we'll talk when you're not so busy. But
Yeah.
I vet where my dogs go, and I don't just let anybody come get a. You can't throw the money at me and get a dog. Either I'm comfortable with it or I'm not, and that's that.
But let me ask you this, Mike. Let me ask you this, right? What goes through your mind when you see somebody boo-hooing online, bro? Female or male, doesn't matter.
I don't.
It's all these pictures and all this drama BS. What goes through your mind, bro? Seriously.
Well, a good friend of mine told me that the best way to handle social media, this was told to me by a guy that wears a Q hat here years ago,
Mm-hmm.
told me that the best way to handle social media is like Nike or like McDonald's. There's nothing you can say to them personally that could get a response from them. They're not going to go back and forth with you. The only way to get a response from them, you could have your lawyer contact their lawyer. That's it.
Yeah.
They're not gonna defend themselves. They're not gonna nothing. They're not gonna say nothing, no matter what you say. And that's very smart to think of it that way. That always stuck with me because that's how I handle things online. You're not going to drag me in to something I'm passionate about because you're talking about ear cropping or you're talking and drag me in and then let you run me around in this conversation. I'm not finna do it.
You brought up a good point, and I know that dude that wears a Q in his hat exactly who he is and what he told you. It is so on point, that analogy. Think about it, man. You never see McDonald's saying, "Oh, but Burger King sucks," or Burger King saying McDonald's burgers suck. They each speak on their strengths, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only time you see two competitors throwing stuff at each other might be at a flea market or something to the like.
Mm-hmm.
And the same holds true to social media. Now, you do see on social media that there is drama, and some people are more attracted to drama than others, right? And here's the thing about drama in social media in the breeding world. People will come and they will like and dislike and take shots at that other person if they never got what they wanted from that person. That's what it usually comes down to.
Yeah, you'll have 1,000 comments on this post.
Yeah.
But then no one else is going to get on your social media after that because they might have been come to see what's going on, but people don't like that.
Yeah. I can tell you, right? I have a set of ethics. I have a set of things that I stand for. And I'm just not going to let you slide on it. I don't care who you are. Right. And so what ends up happening is you get responses like, "Oh, money ain't no object." Like I'm overcoming your objection. Your objection means nothing to me.
Yeah.
And nothing will get you faster to getting nothing from me.
Nothing.
Then the minute that you start disqualifying my objections, because it means you're putting no value on what I'm saying. You're not going to be putting value on my dog or on our transaction, on whatever we do.
Yeah.
And that's when I tell you,
what he didn't know then that he knows now is that door got closed right then.
Yeah, immediately.
That's it.
Yeah. Bobby C says you should add attorney's fees. I'm way ahead of you. It's already there, bro.
Yeah, he said maybe you have.
It's already there. I had a group of people come on and talk some nonsense about me. The most egregious of things that you can say. Right? All brave and all boo-hoo-hoo. And the minute the minute we got legal and it started getting serious, all of a sudden it dissipated and disappeared that fast and that quick. Just saying. So I'm not going to get into scenarios. But yeah, in this community, when you do well, like in anything else in life, the minute you do well, the haters abound. They will. There's an old Cuban saying, and it's so true, Money Mike. It says they will take both, they will gouge both of their eyes out in order to see you without one eye. Human envy, human behavior.
Tell you one, they say out here in the country, they say that that they'll climb a tree and tell a lie rather than stand on the ground and tell the truth.
That's right, man. So we got Life of Miklo, Colorado Springs, one of the most known orthopedic clinics in the nation for dogs and cats, and they believe in pen hip tests better. That's the only reason I brought it up. Life of Miklo, let me tell you something, man, and I could be wrong, okay? I can be wrong. This is just my opinion. I'm going to tell you this right now. Unfortunately, man, we live in a day and age where money rules and everything else walks. And a lot of times, whether it's pen hip or OFA or whatever, depending on the location, depending on the access, depending on how much money you're making per visit, is what that talking head is going to tell the world. Let me give you an example. I live in a rural area. I have a vet that talking head for OFA. Literally, you go about 2 blocks down, and the other one is a talking head for pen hip. One day, I went and spoke on with one and spoke to the other. Turns out that the OFA guy that goes around, he goes to that one clinic where the talking head is OFA every Tuesday. He doesn't go to the pen hip clinic because there's like a competition thing where wherever pen hip is, OFA doesn't show up and vice versa. And so what I quickly found out, it's nothing more than a commercial. And that's why today, when I was putting code into the game, I was thinking to myself, you know, a lot of times I wag the finger on human behavior, but the system itself forces everybody to be a salesman because that's how you're able to manipulate the reality that's happening in front of you. It's sad, but it's true, right? Like I told you, I called the solar dude. Oh, well, paint it all up front. There's an added risk to it. The way to go is a loan or a lease. Think about that for a minute.
What was it he did? They were trying to tell you when they were going to show up, and we're going to bring the last one in a couple weeks or something. And you're like, no.
What are you talking about?
With the solar, one of them was broken when it got there, and they were.
Oh yeah. Okay, so unfortunately, Mike brought up the story. I don't like talking on companies because, as you know, I've received many cease and desist letters. But this is a true story, and I did buy from them. So here you go.
I brought it up.
Echo Worthy, right? Echo Worthy. I bought 24 solar panels, and a truck shows up here in my house to drop off the 24 solar panels.
Well, this is a great example of what you're saying about how you got to stand up and have the mind to kind of know how to handle this type of shit.
So they show up, and 23 all love Raul, no but love Miklo. I give you what I know. I give you what I got, right? So dude shows up, 23 solar panels are fine, but one of them is cracked. Oh, well, you could call this number right here. I ain't calling a goddamn thing. You're going to load every single solar panel back in the truck, and you head on out. And when you got all 24 all good and ready, you bring it back. Only thing this company's going to get from me is a text saying, if I don't get 24 solar panels within 10 days, I want my money back. So lo and behold, a week later comes up. Even a worse scenario. I don't know where they got this trucking dude. Trucking dude shows up, gets off, because the solar panels came on a pallet. He puts them on a pallet and he looks at me. And I'm standing in my door like this. He looks at me and he says, "What are you waiting for? Come here and help me push." I'm like, this crazy mother effer. Yeah, you're damn mind. I'm the paying customer. I'm not going out there to push anything. I'm liable to push something, and then you want to blame me if there's a cracked solar panel. So after he gets the solar panel all the way up my driveway, guess what? It's the same 23 good solar panels with the same cracked solar panel from the week before because it had the exact same crack. Told them to take it back. They took it back. Finally, I get a call from an Asian guy down in Houston. And the only reason I say Asian guy is because he had a very thick Asian accent. And he apologized and told me, "Hey, we got your 24 panels here. Come and get them." Okay, so wait a minute. When I paid for this, y'all said you would deliver. What do you mean, come and get them? Come and get them down in Houston? You're talking about a 1.5, 2 hour drive with traffic, maybe 2.5 hours, and driving back, plus gas, but even more importantly than all that, my time. So I told the guy, I said, "Listen, man, I really want to get these solar panels and I want to get this thing going. But the way you guys are handling is garbage. Why should I go down there? I mean, it's my time, it's my gas, this, that, and the third." He said, "Raul, I'll make it up to you." Didn't know what that meant, and he hung up. So I decided to go the following day. Went down there. Dude, we counted 24 perfect solar panels that we put on my trailer. And he said, "Remember I said," without me saying anything, he said, "Remember I said I'll make it up to you?" I said, "Yes." He goes inside, him and another guy come out with 6 more free 460 watt panels, biphasic. Pretty expensive. I got an extra 6. That's how you handle things. So they screwed up front, right? They more than made it up on the back end. And now when I called this solar guy that I told you guys about, where everybody's trying to become a salesman, I told him straight up. I said, "I want eco-worthy solar." No. What do you mean? No, we're not doing eco-worthy. Well, what do you mean, Bill? We're not going to do eco? Oh, no, because I got these panels. No, you don't have better panels. What you have is a commission structure that tells you need to sell this to me, right? Because that's how humans are intertwined. Humans act based on what's in it for them. And so they'll sit there and repeat to you whatever is mostly convenient. I have a vet out in the country. They started this BS, which surprised me. You got to get Frontline on your dog because we're a flea and tick-free environment. What a crock of shit. What you are is in bed with Frontline. That's what you're.
I tell you.
And you're not putting that garbage on my dog. It's not about to happen.
Yeah.
Right? It's not about to happen. Right? For those that don't know what it is, it's this thing you put on your dog's back. Your dog's skin is going to absorb it. It's chemicals. I'm not putting that on my dogs. My dogs get fed fresh, raw garlic daily. And now in the summertime, papayas are back. Y'all already know I do papayas and papaya seeds to deparasite, deworm my dogs, right? So I told the girl up front, I said, I'm not going to say the vet's name because obviously I would say what the veterinary practice name is. I said, "Tell such and such to come up here." And when he came up there, "Hey, Raul, how's it going?" I said, "I was just told you're a flea and tick-free environment." And the minute I said that, I guess my disposition, and also I've spoken my mind to this particular vet hundreds of times. He said, "You ain't got to worry about that. Just come on back." Because he knew what was about to come out of my mouth. Give me the paperwork on every single one of my dogs and bye. right? Because if you don't stand up for something, guys, you will always sit down for everything.
If you
This
don't
dude will
stand up for
mangle
something,
you
you'll
for
fall for
next.
everything.
He's going to mangle you for $30 on that front line, and here's your dog walking home with chemicals that sooner or later may end up causing something. Who knows? And it's only for his betterment, because if your dog ever gets sick, you're going to end up going back into the very same clinic that got your dog sick to begin with. Right? What a perfect business plan. And a lot of you silly gooses out here, right, think it only translates to vets. No, it translates at every single level in human society, including dog breeding, especially dog breeding. Have you not noticed that dog breeding is very cliquish? Have you not noticed that everyone wants to stick to a group, right? Because you want value to be added, right? Not directly, but indirectly, right? You want to be part of the picture. 100 people in the picture, you want to stand out and show you're wearing a blue shirt like everybody else is. Human nature. So I've grabbed all that I know of, that I've seen, that I've experienced, right? And we've dumped it into the game, right? I'm dropping the game on Wednesday. I might be making a video on it, okay? Here's another thing. The game, I want you guys, there's going to be a button in there where you could drop suggestions. Give me whatever scenario you got. I promise you throughout the years of doing consults, I have heard just about, I'm talking about the dog breeding community, because even though I'm an American Bully breeder, okay, I get called up on Cane Corso breeders and Warble breeders and Rottweilers and Pit Bull, yada, 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 right? Whether it's for health reasons, whether it's a breeder trying to get over on them. One of the most egregious circumstances, which I've spoken of in the past, right, is there was a breeder right here in the American Bully community, right? I believe they're still here. Yeah, pretty big. And what they do is, and I told you guys earlier when I was speaking on the deposit I gave back, I told you I would be hitting up on this. This particular breeder figured out that $2,000, it's about a good amount of money you could scam people out of, where legally a lawyer is not going to come after you for $2,000. What are you talking about, Ralph? Yeah, this big time breeder, big time breeder, charging people $2,000 deposits, right? This is the last pick, first pick. All right. So basically, this is the first pick pup, and I was going to keep it, but now we're not going to keep it. That was the message, not so many words. All of a sudden, 20, 40 people show up. They want to put a deposit on this pup. They take deposits on 40 people. $80,000. But it's only one pup, Ralph. Yeah, exactly. You got played for a fool. 79 of those people got played for fools. How do I know? I'm going to tell you how I know. Because I got hit up. Consults left and right. Ralph, this breeder such and such. All right, so here's what they wanted from me. Remember I said this is human nature. And humans are trying to sell others something in order to manipulate them. Ralph, you're an ethical breeder in this community. You're the face of this community. Go out there and throw them under the bus in front of everybody. Hey, hold on there, Tonto. That's not how it works. First of all, I don't do drama. Go back. Look at my posts. Go all the way back from when I started. I don't throw people under the bus. I disassociate myself. If you see somebody in my circle, like Money Mike, and out the blue, you don't see Money Mike anymore, you could sit there and question yourself what happened. You're never going to hear nothing from me. Don't have to throw them under the bus. Don't have to kick them, spit on them. Don't nothing. It just means that he's no longer part of my circle. And if you can't understand that, that's fine with me. It's not for you to understand. You see where I'm coming from.
It's an important thing to protect your circle, and and for them to protect you. It's a two-way street.
Yes.
And you shouldn't have people in your life that don't treat you how you want to be treated. You shouldn't have people in your life that that don't know how to act accordingly.
Yeah.
And especially, we're all adults, man. And there's a lot of that going on, and social media is the worst when it comes to that. There's a lot
Not
of
only that, Mike.
keyboard warriors,
Let me tell you something, Mike. You don't even have to do something to me. Straight up. Lord forbid, and Mike, I don't want to even throw this at you. Let's say Mike and I are friends with X. And X decides he wants to scam people out of their money. I guarantee you, once I figure out what X is doing, he or she is no longer in my circle.
100%.
And if she was on an outer band, she will no longer be on an outer band either. Bottom line, right? I don't need to come out here and yell at the four winds and tell the world what's happening. And that's what these people that were paying $100 consult for me to consult them on their circumstance and scenario did not understand. Because they thought it meant I pay Raul $100 and he's going to go fight a war for me.
How many times do you think in the last 10 years that you've had somebody, expect you to take their drama to the show?
Mike, listen, bro. On a monthly basis, I have people hitting me up saying, I have this scenario going on. I love to bring it on your live. No, I don't need that. Oh, you're going to get thousands of views. I'm good. I made it this far on my own 2 feet. I don't need you. I don't need to jump on your back for more views or more anything.
There's been some good, juicy drama that we left out of the show.
For real, man. And rather than doing that, I rather give you guys stories that give you a certain type of insight where you now realize, oh, this is how they move. Right?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that are not watching this live that are going to watch us on the replay. And when they hear this or hear several of these stories, they're going to put 2 and 2 together and they're going to be like, oh, so that's what happened. Mm-hmm. That's why such and such, I send a deposit and I never heard from that beep, 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 or, that. Because what they did was they weighed the options and they realized no lawyer's going to come sue me for $2,000. Here's the kicker, bro. Here's what's crazy. That big breeder that I'm talking about, I'm not going to refer as a he or she because I think it would give too much insight. But it watches me religiously. In fact, it comes up on my Facebook feed almost daily. And I don't check out its page whatsoever, but they show up every single day because they watching. Because they know I'm calling them out on their BS. And when they watch this, because trust you me, it will. I just want it to know that I could have told those 20 people very easily that a lawyer will not represent any one of them individually, but 20 of them together on a $40,000 gaffle. Oh yeah. And if that didn't bring you down, social media was going to light you up. Just keeping it real. All right.
Keeping it real, man.
Just keeping it real. Echo says, that's me. That's me. Spoke to you about helping me. Oh, we ain't doing that, bro. Oh, yeah. Okay. Wait, I read the message now. See, I don't have Kyle tonight. Kyle had some serious constipation. And he couldn't make it, man. And so he's over there on some Pepto-Bismol or something. Yeah. That's me. That's me. Spoke to you about helping me expose an issue. I'm guilty of that. I respect the outlet you gave me. Awesome. You're a good man. Look, this ain't me making it up. This is Echo talking about it live. Nobody making nothing up, man. And Echo, what you're talking about, you're just one of many, bro. There's a lot other, just many other people that hit me up. But this particular group of people that were pissed off that they lost 2,000 paid $100 to consult me, and basically they were rallying together to get me to confront this breeder. I didn't buy from this breeder. I'm not here to get manipulated by you. I'm going to tell you guys something. There's no way in this world that no one gets me into a fight that I don't want to get into myself. Bottom line, unmanipulatable, right?
Yeah.
So they got upset and they started harassing us here on the lives. And Kyle had to start taking down messages and blocking them. Why? Because my approach is I am non-confrontational and non-drama. The minute you cross my boundary, I shut you down. You have no access to me. Because at the end of the day, in this relationship, we got to figure out who means more to who. If I shut you out.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. It's like, you go back, you look at these videos for years and years and years. There's a constant theme of knowledge and education, putting people up on, how this is supposed to be done right, and and your journey and what you've learned along the way and all that. And it's so easy to turn that into a soap opera.
Yes.
With one little piece of somebody's bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's not what this is about.
Yeah. If you think about it,
the whole thing, it taints the whole thing.
If you think about it, Mike, if I really wanted to get in the thick of things in the middle of the tornado, I could have gone live and spoken on it. Numbers were going to climb. People were going to all have an opinion, this and that. But it isn't what people say that matters the most to me. It's what they don't say. Remember what I said. When you post something on social media, good, bad, or indifferent, people watching it, their perception will change. They will either respect you a little more or disrespect you a little bit more, but it never stays in the same spot. So these people, I spoke to them individually, and it upset me. Because here I am, a grown-ass man, and you're trying to manipulate me. You must think I'm some sort of toy or something. Nah, that's not how this works. I don't need the views. I don't need the exposure. I don't need all that. Right? I made it this far by myself. I'll continue going forward by myself. But here's the key. You paid $100 consult thinking I'm going to go fight a war for you. You obviously don't watch my content because you wouldn't. You obviously don't know what I stand up for, first of all. Second of all, you don't know we have a live stream where you could bring it up. I decide at that point, you have a better chance rather than paying $100 for me to go fight your war. You have a better chance for me to speak on it if you drop a comment. If you drop a comment over here and I decide, or Kyle decides to put it up, and if you put it in a respectful manner, I've said it before, you could spit on somebody's face in such a respectful way that I have no choice but to either read your comment. If I decide to pass it, I do. But if you think I'm just a fat slob and you say it in a very nice way, I have no issue showing it on the screen. But you come out here and you speak out of pocket, it's just not going to get anywhere, right? It's just how I approach things. So bottom line, these people never saw our content, never saw our videos, and they thought, hey, why hire a lawyer? We paid this clown $100 and he's going to go fight the war for me. I didn't fight the war. So they decided, guess what? We're going to band together and come against you. Here's the problem, bro. I'm unmanipulatable, which makes me unbreakable. And because I have followed this same protocol like I always have online, that's what
you said a big word right there.
That's what
protocol.
Yeah, that's what really breaks my haters. The fact that you fire, you think you hit, but there's no response. That's all I can tell you guys. There's an old Cuban saying that says, to good listeners, few words suffice. If you don't understand what I'm saying, I don't know if I can help you. Right? I don't know if I can help you. Real quick, man. Real quick. We got Lee Foster all the way from the UK. They get excommunicado. That's it, bro. Why go into the drama? Do you think because you get more likes and more views and more comments, and those people that are patting you on the back, do you really think you're gaining anything? Those people that are patting you on your back, a lot of times are nothing more than cowards that are using your comment or your post as an opportunity to get back at someone that they themselves didn't have the bravado to face directly. You ever thought of that?
That's it.
So if you want to be somebody's little porch monkey and get involved in the drama and be manipulated however they want to manipulate you, go for it. Go for it. Bobby C, can't wait for the new app game. Everyone smash that like button, subscribe. Thank you, Bobby C. Guys, I'm dropping the game Wednesday. Let's call it 8 p.m. That way I can work. I'm going to work nothing but the kinks out between now and then. And then once I'm done with that,
it's going to be great, man. I'm excited to play.
Then we're going to get ready there's another app I'm working on. I'm just going to stop it there. When we're good and ready and is completely functional, I'll be showing it to you guys 100%. Site says now they're out 2,100. That's right. You're out 2,000 for being an idiot and 100 for thinking you can manipulate me. That's how it works, man. Life, there's consequences to your actions. My dad, may he rest in peace, when we got to this country, one of the first things they told him is, there's two things you can't be in this country. You could be anything. You could be a crook. You could be a hard worker. You could be many things. But don't be ignorant and don't be stupid. Don't be those two things, because that's the fastest way to hell. Echo says, sadly, it turns out good exposure, bad exposure. Some breeders are able to utilize that as marketing. Quotations marks, marketing and benefit. It merles just the color, right? Laugh out loud. Echo, I can tell you, I've been doing this for 10 years. I don't know it all, man. I've had breeders that have said wrong things, and social media gives you that virtual feeling like things are going well and they're getting attention, because if they speak good and they speak bad, it's good. Here's the problem. You go out there and you start shit slinging and there's a serious buyer. Think about it. Anyone can show that serious buyer what you said at some point, and it will do more harm to you than ever. If you guys recall, I paid a $5,000 stud fee on a very popular dog. Turns out the breeder put this stud sperm, rather than in the typical Canine Express $50 box, right? You charge $5,000 for your stud fee. A $50 box that's going to make sure the sperm gets there nice and fresh would be more than plausible. No, he decided it was going to be a $15 or $20 box. Didn't even know how to. He put the ice on the bottom and the sperm on top with some foam in between. He doesn't even know that cold air actually goes down because it's more dense. Sperm gets here, it's dead. I'm out $5,000 because I will never do business with you again. But what he doesn't know is that throughout these last 2 years, I've dissuaded over 50 people from studying his stud because I tell them my story, which is 100% true and factual. So, who really won? Do I go out there and yell at the four winds that I'm down 5,000? Do I keep pointing the finger? No. Anytime.
But if somebody asks, hey, what do you
No,
think? I'm thinking about,
anytime that dog comes up in the conversation as being used as a stud, my story will surface. You shouldn't have fucked over the wrong guy.
Well, here's the thing. If you think about it, it's unethical if somebody comes to you for advice in regards to that stud, for you, like, hey, since you brought it up, this is how this situation
Yes.
happened with me. And
Yes.
if you're not transparent about that, it's really unethical for you. Really.
If I listen, guys, I was taught growing up that a lie is also okay, so withholding truth is equivalent to a lie. You come to me and you're talking about using this great stud and look at the pet and look at the stud. And I know that this happened. I'm going to share it with you.
Yeah, it's wrong not
If
to.
that stud owner didn't want me to share it with 50 other people that I have, and I will continue to share it, by the way, that stud owner could have easily given me $5,000 back and apologized. Instead, oh, we'll try it another 6 months. Yeah, there's a consequence for that. And that's also going to be in the game. There's a consequence. Of course there is. I told y'all there's got to be a little street in you too. We ain't walking around here, got none against Bible thumpers, but we're not out here trying to Bible thump. You got to have a little sense about yourself. And, you got to be able to call out bullshit when it's time to call it out. Now, there's a way to call it out. You don't have to run in the middle of the street and take your clothes off and let the world know you're about to fight for everybody to see that you're going to fight. No, you ain't got to do all that, man. In fact, when you do all that, to me, it cheapens everything because it almost seems like you're acting.
I like what you just said there. It cheapens everything. That's the undertone of what I've been hearing through this whole thing is a person should try to have some class, right? About what you do. This is a business.
If you're a business, Mike, if you're Creekback Kennels and you out here in a dog show wanting to fight people and taking off your shirt and creating a scene, like, you don't think that's going to get back to customers that don't even go to dog shows? Of course it will.
100%. Everything gets back.
And it should. You are a reflection of your brand. You are Creekbank Kennels, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I am QBN. Right? And let me tell you something. There's going to be times when you did things that are not right, and it's going to be said, and you're going to have to face those consequences. But there's also going to be times that things will be made up about you. And the reason they're being made up about you is because they have no other way of stopping you, bro. And that's when you know you're winning big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've hit then.
That's when you know, bro. Oh, they reacting, but I'm not gonna let you even know that I even know you exist or that you even did anything. And that's the most powerful response you can ever give. Yes. No response at all. Mm-hmm. Trust me on this.
My dad told me when I was a kid, he said, the only way into here is through here.
Yes. Why let them know where you're coming from?
Yeah.
Move in silence, be classy. You know what I mean? And here's the deal. Because I'm moving in silence and I've been classy always from day one, will continue to be. When I tell someone, hey, man, let me give you a little piece of advice. I strongly wouldn't recommend that you use that stud because this guy did this to me. And if he was able to do it to me, knowing full well I have a platform, what do you think he's going to do to you? Mm-hmm. I'm not lying, man. I'm just keeping it real with you. Keeping it real. And to that breeder that did that, bro, I hope you enjoyed the 5Gs, bro. I really do. Really do. Yeah. But, right? You're down what? 150? Yeah. That's life. Fredia, this is such an awesome live tonight. Thank you, Fredia. Christina Higginson clapping it up and giving a salute. Guys, I'm not going to further this anymore. We're dropping that game on Wednesday, 8 p.CST, QBN Breeding Wars. Get ready, because not only is it going to be a fun game that you're going to be educated on, there's going to be a lot of, how do I say this, exposure. A lot of the communication that you guys, the angles that you guys probably are not used to or prepared for, they're going to be coming at you. Like I said, I got over 25,000 total conversations that I have downloaded to AI. There's no names. The spirit of the conversation and the essence of it will be extracted, and you will get the gist of the angles that were being played. This stuff can only make you better. Also, keep this in mind. Every time QBN comes out with something new, you know they're going to copy, right? So just remember QBN Wars. That's why we're putting the name QBN Breeding Wars on there, because I already know copycats are going to come out everywhere. They're probably going to drop some Mickey Mouse game tomorrow just to try to beat my deadline, but it's all good, man. I'm looking forward to the game.
Go back.
What?
You see what my wife said?
What? I'm going to kick Michael Higgins' booty in this game. It's a role-playing game. But here's the beauty of it. I'll give you guys a little bit of insight. The game is going to have a ranking 1 through 100. Listen to this. So as players play, what you guys don't know yet is everything will be integrated to a database in the background. And sooner than later, rather than playing against AI, you're going to be playing against actual players. That's how it's going to roll. But it's going to be completely anonymous, which makes everything a lot more real, right?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Dracula's saying he wants some Blueberry Blues. Hey, I ain't going to play the blues tonight, but let me tell you, Blueberry's home. If you haven't watched our Ice Cube video, I suggest you do. You're going to see what his true personality is like at home. Money Mike, start it up, man.
Hey, Money Mike, man. Creek Bank, Kennel out of Arkansas, your co-host with the most. Really excited about this game. Bully Wars, QBN, man. Y'all get down with us. See y'all on the next one.
Hey, let's do it. Hey, and don't forget, man, new vet, new joint DS. Yes, it is part of the game, man. I couldn't keep it any more real if it wasn't. We do this every Monday at 8 p.CST. It's been Raul from the Q. Catching you on the next.
We are going for a whole hour. Straight dog talk and the song. Jump on in and speculate. Show up on time. Don't be weak and late. We are community, so don't hate.